Election day is July the 15th, a Tuesday. It's an open primary. This race will be decided for the general election in this primary, so if you're interested in this race, you'll want to pick a Democratic ballot. Also, you can start early voting over Memorial Drive as early as the 8th of July.
Thank you, Bill. I have 2 short minutes, so first let me begin by thanking the Champion newspaper, WCLK 91.9, and the DeKalb History Center for allowing us to be here, and of course each of you. My name is Burrell Ellis, and I'm running for DeKalb County CEO to make your priorities DeKalb County's priorities. I've been traveling this county from one end to the other for several months now. I've been listening to your concerns, and this is what you told me. You want a DeKalb County that is safe. As county commissioner, I appropriated money so we'd have more police officers, so we pay them higher pay, and we did it without raising your taxes. As your next CEO, I'll implement my campaign's 4-point public safety platform so that you can live in your neighborhoods in a sense of safety and without fear. You've told me you want a county government that's financially accountable. As a DeKalb County Commissioner, I implemented an audit committee so that we could oversee the spending on multi-million-dollar county contracts. And as your next CEO, I'll work with our Board of Commissioners so that they can exercise the independent oversight our County Organizational Act provides. Why? Because in a democracy, checks and balances matter. You've told me you want a county government that protects neighborhoods and preserves green space. As a county commissioner, I protected landfills through legislation, and I made sure that you had a voice. As your next CEO, I'll have an Office of Neighborhood Empowerment, and we will have impact fees in DeKalb County so that everybody pays their fair share. You will have a strong voice at the neighborhood level. You've told me that you will, and how many minutes is that, sir? Okay, you've told me you want a well-managed, professionally run county government. As your next CEO, I'll draw on my 8 years as a county commissioner, my 5 years as the commission's presiding officer to make sure that we have a county government that unites us and does not divide us. I'm running to build a new consensus so that we can come together to build a new consensus for a better DeKalb County. Working together, we can make that happen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Bill. Good evening. Doing 4 of these forums in 3 days, we get to know the most important people are the timekeepers. Those look like they're things you can throw. Like Commissioner Ellis, I'd like to thank the individuals who organized this evening. We appreciate the organizational efforts. I appreciate seeing my very first job here show up. I was at Clark Atlanta University when it was Clark College, and at WCLK is where I got my start, so I appreciate that. I appreciate the History Center. We've been good partners and working with Melissa and others, and I want to thank you for that. Indeed, my name is Kimbrough. I am your candidate for Chief Executive Officer of DeKalb County. I am so excited. I am enthused. I am just really wondering why. You all are looking at me wondering why is she so excited. It's because we have a county that can only get better. The foundation has been laid for us to do a great job, for us to grow. I am the only candidate with the experience at the executive level of running a government day to day. And let me tell you why that's important. In these uncertain economic times, gas prices, as you look at Wall Street today, the Dow Jones just went crazy at about 2 o'clock. Gas prices are making this economy struggle. The psyche that we now have because of our war is draining us. And indeed, with my daughter going off today, was her official day to go off for her next 6 months training before going overseas as a mother of 3 adult children. And that's my baby. So when the baby goes away, it becomes a little different. So when the war drains on your psyche, when we have rising crime rates, when we have a school system nationwide and even within our county where we're struggling to graduate our young people, we have an issue here, folks, and we need to have experience, and you need to have the vision. You need to have someone who knows where we're headed, who has the integrity, indeed who brings the leadership. Because what will separate this government from other governments in the country with all of these same pressing issues is experience. That indeed is the variable. I am delighted to tell you that on July 15th, I want to earn your support. I need your help. We appreciate everything that you've done. The momentum is with this campaign. We want to thank you. I'm Kimbrough. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Crane. To Dr. and Mrs. Glenn, the owners and publishers of the Champion newspaper, to my esteemed opponents, to Mr. and Mrs. Crane, CLK, and to all of you ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here to become informed electorate. My name is Steen Miles. They call me the News Lady. And why do they call me the News Lady? Because I spent 30 years of my young life in television news. I am a 28-year resident of DeKalb County, ladies and gentlemen. I have 2 adult daughters who were educated in DeKalb County schools at a time when I could have afforded to put them in private school, but I wanted them to have that rich experience of a public school education. Both, I'm happy to say, are doing well. One is a financial analyst with the U.S. Treasury Department in Washington, D.C., and the younger daughter is with the Coca-Cola Company as Employee Relations Manager. I retired in 1999, ladies and gentlemen, to run for CEO of DeKalb County. I left my comfort level in order to do so. I am proud to say that I served also 2 years in the Senate, 1 term. But in that 2-year term, ladies and gentlemen, I dare say that I did for my constituents what they asked me to do. And that was go in, roll up my sleeves, and get busy. And how did I get busy? I sparked a $5 million cleanup of the Scales Road landfill in Lithonia that had been there for 10 years. Nothing had been done to it. I sparked legislation that caused us to have Joshua's Law. I'm a co-sponsor of that bill. I see I'm getting a, what is that? 30 seconds. Well, let me be real quick then. Why am I running for CEO? I'm running for CEO because of what Dr. King called the urgency of now. We can, ladies and gentlemen, now return our government to us. We can, ladies and gentlemen, in a Miles administration, have mature, effective, efficient, visionary, and courageous leadership that is going to put unity back in community. Together, we can unite DeKalb County once again. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Good afternoon. First of all, let me express my appreciation to the ones who chose to come out to see what's going on. You can't have the level of corruption and mishandlement that we got in this county if you take an interest. Let me express my appreciation to the champion and their staff for putting this together. My campaign is about keeping DeKalb County desirable. We got a level of deterioration in this county that I haven't seen in my 40 years of life. You would think that in a time where we got cell phones and computers, we would do a better job of preserving our republic, but we are not doing that. I feel like this county is on a course of deterioration. I had a policeman stop me yesterday. I thought he was going to give me a ticket. He saw my sign on my car. He said, I don't know what you're going to mention tonight, but I want you to mention one thing for me. He said that on our shift, we only have 7 policemen. He said we're supposed to have 18. He said, I don't care what else you mentioned that night, but you tell those folks that we only got 7 policemen on this shift when we ought to have 18. We some 800 policemen short. My campaign is about getting a grip on crime. Most of the folks in this race, most of the candidates, they're ashamed to mention crime. I'm not ashamed to mention crime. I'm ashamed of not doing anything about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.